maybe we can't beat Chris Christie this November, but we can certainly send a message to people in Somerset County and to people throughout the state and hopefully throughout the country that we don't need any more of this, that we need our representatives to represent us, and in particular those democratic values that we are committed to and hold so dear. We need people who are going to uphold those values. And so let me get back to, even though we have a couple of gentlemen here who are going to fix it at the national level, since we're here in Somerset County and it's our turn to make a difference, I want you to meet those candidates that I spoke about before. I'd first like to call up my hopefully soon-to-be surrogate, Ben Laves. And only, Ben, you come first because I understand you're having a little difficulty moving around. I've had the privilege of introducing Ben on many occasions, and I tell people that I have known him for a long time and know something very important about him. I played poker with Ben many, many years ago. And he knows when to hold them, he knows when to fold them. And I think that's going to be a very good quality for this gentleman when he becomes your surrogate.
Thank you, Peggy. Don't get into a poker game with Peggy. I'm glad to see so many people came out for our grand opening. It's such a pleasure to see so many wonderful and dedicated volunteers. Thank you all for coming. As you know, I'm running for County Surrogate, and can you hear me better now? Wow, that is loud, isn't it? Meryl's in the back going louder, louder. I'm an attorney. I've been practicing law as a private practitioner for about 30 years in the area of estates and trusts, which is pretty much what the surrogate's office is responsible for on the other hand, or other end, that is. That's where people go to admit wills to probate, to process their adoption papers, guardianships, and competency proceedings, that sort of thing. You would think it's a natural for an attorney, especially as he's rather informally known as the judge of the surrogate court, but he's not an attorney, and I thought I heard somebody mention that he's had to hire an attorney as his deputy surrogate, who, by the way, that deputy surrogate maintains a private practice right here in Somerville, so it's really only a part-time job. He gets paid nearly as large a salary as the surrogate himself. I wouldn't have to do that. You get one person to do two jobs that's being done now, and you can save the taxpayers more than $500,000 in just one term of service. That's a lot of money. And the people I've been talking to kind of like to hear things like that this year. And they're wondering why, after serving for 10 years, he hasn't done things like that. There are many other things that he could be doing. We've spoken about it before, setting up centers in the municipal buildings to provide services for people on a timely basis, for commuters, for example, so that they can stop in and do what they have to do during that horrible period of time when they've lost someone near and dear to them. We think that they'd be more considerate of people like that, so they can stop on their way to work, on their way home from work. They wouldn't be forced to miss work to take care of business during their grieving period and come into the county seat. That could be done at no cost to the taxpayers. It's not so difficult. They've done it in other counties, and in some counties it's as much as 20% of that probate office's business. We know that because those counties publish their figures. We're required to report those figures to the administrative office of the court every month. Excuse me for that. And they can publish them, make them available to the public, a little transparency. We don't see those figures for Somerset County. We don't see any of the dollar figures for the Interlegal Miners Trust Fund. We don't see much, actually, in the way of accountability. So it's really time for a change. You see it all around you here. Change works. People are tired of paying for things that they're not getting. They're tired of paying for redundancy. They're tired of paying for complacency and the arrogance that's being pushed upon them after so many decades of one-party rule. It is time for a change. We've got a great team to do that. The sheriff's candidate here, well, Peggy already spoke about him, and our freeholder candidate, I'll let them speak for themselves. It is a fantastic team, and I think the voters are going to overwhelmingly bring us into office and let us allow to start the change that this county so richly deserves. Thank you.